Hello, beautiful people. Like, share, and subscribe. So let's talk about this man called Jeffrey Epstein. Um, until last week, I didn't know about this man, but I think I've heard about his story before. By the way, the man is dead, and you can see Donald Trump and the Jeffrey Epstein man. That was, in fact, a very terrible man. So, according to what I read about this man on social media, the man was a financier and a very wealthy man. You understand? The man was always involved with big top shots, and especially white guys, because they say Epstein didn't like to use black people, or he didn't want black people in his island. And one of his most notable island where he committed most of these crimes is in an island, one of the U.S. Virgin Island. I think he sold that mansion off, I think, for $60 million. So in his mansion, what this man does is he, rapes children, kills children. You understand? They even eat children, and they do satanic, what do they call it? Satanic performances there. You know, and there's no almost all the big top Hollywood politicians, and even Bill Gates has been there. And Bill Gates, most of the people that have some kind of very funny agendas, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, all of them have been there. In fact, most of his pictures is all pure, only white people you will see. So this guy was very, very devilish. They were eating children. In fact, some of the horror stories I read in this island was that children were burnt alive. You can imagine they were killed. They were. In fact, when you go deeper, you will see that this America. That in fact, America has. Let me even state a statement here. America has is one country that has the highest number of children missing every year. A lot of children get missing in America even every day, and nobody seems to trace them. And from rumors, they use these children for sacrifices. But despite all that is happening there in America, if you look at what's happening in Nigeria, it's also crazy too. So this man Jeffrey Epstein was involved in many of this nonsense. So you can read more about him. So if you even talk about the horror stories of rituals and what did he call it, and kidnappings, just like it's happening in Jeffrey Epstein's houses, mansions. You can talk about soccer forest in Ibadan where people were getting missing, people were kidnapped, and people were killed. You understand? It's very common. I don't know. It's common in the southwest that people are used for rituals, and for most of their rituals, it's not even for making money. It's just for power and protection. I find it very strange too. Then in the southeast, there's also a high form of ritual, but not as high as the southwest. In the southeast recently too, in Olo, I think in Imo State, they saw a hotel here they had a cemetery too. They found more than 100 dead bodies there, and they were using it to, they were using the body parts for God knows what, you know, just even Otokoto in the southeast. So it's between the southeast and the southwest, but the southwest beats the southeast down in terms of these kind of horror stories of kidnapping rituals. You don't walk anyhow in some of these forests, you will get missing. I wonder how the villagers even survive. Maybe they will know the terrain, so they will know where to go and where not to go. So that's just one of the stories. Or is he Reverend King? A lot of crazy stories happening in Nigeria, even as horror or even more horror than this Jeffrey Epstein's mansion. By the way, this Jeffrey Epstein is dead. He died, according to rumors. They say the man is even still alive, but they are saying he's dead. He was sentenced in prison for all this is rubbish. He was caught, and some people are alleging that whether they removed him out of the prison and put a fake person there and said they committed suicide. You know, so there's a lot that goes on in this world. A lot of people in America, if you watch the videos, have come out to say that they have killed babies when they were young. Their parents told them to kill babies for rituals, satanic rituals. A lot of people. I'm telling you, if you go to YouTube and type it, you will see a lot of people doing videos. So I don't know. One time too in Nigeria too, there was a time. They said about 1,000 Nigerian penises were missing or something. But later, when I tried to read the news now, they're saying it's a satire by one newspaper that does satire. They said the penises were sent to China. But now, when I check the news, they were fact checking it. And most times, when Nigerian news start fact checking something, I have trust issues. So they were saying that it's a horse. But that one is their problem, sure. But if they tell me that that kind of thing happen in Nigeria, I can believe it because we grew up in an environment where we hear stories of people. I know somebody that was kidnapped, and he was in the forest and they were killing people. You understand? I know two now. So if I know two, maybe you will know one. So it's something that is just within us. It's just that this younger generation has reduced it, but this our older set of people. Oh my God, they do a lot of crazy things. So this Jeffrey Epstein was a very, very bad man. If you watch some of these videos on YouTube that the FBI has released or images, man, you'll be shocked. You're going to be shocked. It's just that Nigeria doesn't really have data. If Nigeria has data, they tell you the number of people that are killed in this country every day. You weep for this country. You're going to weep. Let me even enter into politics a little bit. The number of young people that was killed during Operation Python Dance in the Southeast, if you count the numbers, you're going to be shocked. You're going to feel very, very sad. So, I don't know. It's just that the Nigeria, another difference between Nigeria and this USA case is that at least this man was brought to justice. In Nigerian case, nobody will ever be brought to justice. You will just hear like that soccer forest. I think nobody. We even heard that Reverend King is alive. I don't know whether he's still alive. I didn't update myself about his recent web, but people say he's still alive in jail or whatever. Look at Evans the kidnapper that was kidnapping people. I think he's still alive. So I don't know. Our own mostly is for what of even Otokoto in the southeast. What of Edinogu? We heard a lot of shitty stories happening around us, and that's how it is all over the country. But we hardly hear those kind of things from the northern parts of Nigeria, just the southwest and the southeast, majorly, but mainly southwest. The beats other every other region hands down in that department of crime. But in the southeast too, it happens, and when their own happens, it's very loud because they don't do their own in small scale. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you know this Jeffrey Epstein guy, what do you make about him? Just this world is more than the eyes can see. It's a satanic and devilish world. So what these guys do and their clique is that this guy actually blackmails politicians. I think he gives them young girls and they video it. And now, if you don't want those videos to leak out, you must do what he says. You understand? Or you must follow his this, or if not, he will release those videos. So this guy was just something else. Let me know your okay. Look at this Ochanya girl. It's almost story of horror that happened in Nigeria too. The uncle and the son was raping the girl, and the girl died. She had all manner of disability from people that sleep with minors. I think they call it VVF or whatever, and she died. And they say no justice was brought to the uncle. Say there were not enough evidence. Only the wife that served 5 months. Now, that's what I'm saying. The difference between America and Nigeria is that at least some people will be brought to justice because in this case of this Epistin, even people from the royal family in Britain were really involved doing all manner of shitty things. So we are still watching to see how justice will prevail. Now, Trump, that is America, that is even alleged that he went to those mansions, but he's denying it. But time will tell because one thing with America, they try to bring justice even if it takes time because they have working systems. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you make about this whole story?